side of things, you go on Liquid. They beat both.
All right, we got Liquid on defense. We got Gentlemates on attack.
Those are big names to take down. Lost to G2. Most people lose to G2. So
you do it on split 2. The problem with that is you got no passive pressure. Like on attack, it'll be relatively rough on attack.
More importantly, on the other side, can Kamek match up to what Zipan was doing, and Zipan matching up to what their IGL was doing?
Pistols at the moment, 2-0 the Gentlemates. Oh, they know they normally shock hiss, they do a different trip. It's a shame that no one's in the right position to get a kill off of it. Dude, they hit so many people going through the cage. Stun, flash to make sure they can't go here. And we did see Gentlemen struggle a little bit with mid-rounding. And there's going to be another round where that initial hit got stopped.
They'll have utility, both the Breach and the Tejo being here alongside
1, 2, 3 on site. Omen's going to be here. No util for the Omen.
The drone stops them from using their abilities. Camo sees one on short. They're starting to tick all the boxes here. Team Liquid know exactly where the hit's coming in, but Click tries to use the stun to get back sight. Unfortunately, Kiko's there, filling in the space and filling the bodies with lead on the other side.
Really nice from Liquid. Fast pistol on the board. Yeah, just cancelled the C, had too many hits through the cages, had like 4 people hitting through the cages. Omen flash stun, and then just an obvious pull to go all the way over towards A. Chaggy, 1, 2, 3, 4 with the prime. Think of the 4. Think of the 4 months. Patty and Kiko did great once again.
And basically just takes a big risk to save him. That's the thing. I feel like as well, one of my favorite matchups going into this now is Paditek was obviously supporting a lot of what Kamek was doing when he played that Tejo. Now Kamek is going to try and match the master on the Breach. And I'll be honest, I don't know if he's got what it takes.
It's a big task, that is for sure. Team Liquid, defensive success starting this out. They filled in C side, but Mates already up close. They've used these smokes
doesn't have the best gun for this.
Sneaky little angles, the big swing, but Nats is there to catch them all. Paditek and Kiko have his back well and truly covered.
Nice.
I think Mates
one armor rebuy, one gun rebuy.
I disagree. They did not have him covered. They ran through the short smoke and Nats got killed. That was horrific.
They traded him out afterwards.
Yeah, but they didn't have him covered. He holds onto the right side of the site, does all the work.
Has Camo always been intended to play duelist since they signed him? Yeah.
Being betrayed.
Camo was picked up to be duelist.
They are there. They are looking at it.
Look at how's he got to there? What?
Oh yeah, that's tough. They've hung him out to dry a little bit.
I expect better. Obviously, only one player lost. And I love it. We just mute the whole thing he's saying. We're just looking at his face at this point. Paditek, I plead with you, if you ever watch this back, which I don't think you will, but if you do, please say something we can put on the broadcast. Just once. Just once. It'll be nice.
Just hold back this one time.
They know an Outlaw's in play. So
2-0. Relatively clean.
We do get a couple of hits of Guardians, which is good though. We're not doing the NRG where we just buy the guns anyway and have light armor.
Have to go down to Guardians, so it's actually on paper, other than the Sheriff, which is
lose garage in reaction, drone over towards middle.
It kind of almost looks like a better buy for Liquid.
What?
The seaside hits of
better buy for Liquid. I'm not sure about that one.
But it was a pistol.
I'm not sure about that one, Tom.
With rifles out, with Guardians in play, a movement towards A site.
That's a bold one.
We see Nats' setup.
Only Nats with a Sheriff.
Sheriff in hand. He'll use his cages here, just hoping to pick them up as they step into those traps for now, not intending to move towards the backside, and in fact, just tapping the spike and giving up control.
As well.
40 seconds left.
Dude, Nats was so sure they were close here. Just trusted the Omen flash. There's still 3 on site. Keep an eye on Mini. Mini's the person that should just secure the rounds. Right?
Holding strong,
oh
and
my
Camo's here to
god.
help. Mini giving away his flank, but gets it to a 1v1. 15 seconds. The spike has to go down on A at this point. There's no time to turn tail. Paditek going to expertly reposition down below. It's a gamble from Mini as to where he could be, and Mini wins!
Oh, that got close though. Liquid should be happy with the damage done on the bonus. Camo hit some absolute shots.
Up again for Gentlemates.
You might actually have to start putting in the corner how many rounds that Mini is winning on his own for this team. They said that he would take over the in-game leading. It seems like he has to take over the game if they're going to have a chance in this matchup, because again, like, you look at that round, you go, okay, Nats basically just died. But in essence,
Camo, yeah, he was just feeling it because he got the 2 kills. He should play
gave so much over
with his teammate there.
Yeah, it literally came down to just one player on the clutch. And
my camera is destroyed.
Outlaw is huge here, by the way. 4 people that can get 1 shot, and they find out about it now, and probably they should just cancel this.
And not really anything either to pad the gaps. That's the nice thing if you go in when you've lost a couple of weapons here and there.
Well, it didn't fly low enough, so it didn't hear the trip, I think. Oh no, okay, it did hear the trip. Puts the shock dart out. This creates a little bit of pressure over towards here, so they feel like they've lost C and they need to react over towards middle.
Camo is risky. The head spotted and connected.
Very nice. Dude, his shots are good. He doesn't need to do this.
That's a nice start.
But he's probably won the round by doing it.
They won't expect it. After seeing him fall back, short push as well. Kiko and Patatek, Serial was there, but they're backing off.
He didn't overstep though.
Into this position. They'll bait for him.
Apart from the initial push, obviously.
They might see that barrel on
it's also like they're doubling down on the bait, right? Because if they do kill Camo here, they're going to rush up and they won't expect Nats baiting.
I mean, it's just a bad position unless you've got that bait.
It was also, Kiko was, I think, setting up a smoke. So because of that, that setup completely fell apart. They've given up the
and the
space.
smoke isn't great. There's a big angle here.
Time he's been scanned after missing the
well, it kind of worked out well.
You've got Nats, you've got Kiko.
Can Mini win another one
Still 2
by
players,
dueling out heavy?
Kamek still looking for something versus his old team and now needs to do it all. 2 players
30
standing
HP.
down to low HP.
Yeah, nice and
Camo
easy. Good round again
off.
from Camo.
Camo finishes it off.
It got close.
Well, the only round on the board was the one that Mini pulled across the line. I'm looking back at the last map as well.
Yeah, he kind of messed up a little bit.
More, either half or more than half of the rounds down to Mini. I think 4 is fair. Between the 3K,
I say he messed up, but I don't know why Kiko stopped his bait at the top.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness, dude.
I don't know what that was. Cookie Monster style last. Goodness gracious. All right.
He's literally
getting
saying
targeted,
every time
bro.
that he is last alone. That's what he's calling him out for. And to be fair, he's playing the breach. Maybe it shouldn't be the case, but hey, it is very entertaining. And I think it will be difficult for that not to get in your head, especially with the fact that it is literally being screamed at you across the stage. But there you go, he said something that we could put on the broadcast, so I appreciate that one, Patatek, although if you were watching live, I think we have bigger issues to deal with. An early pause though, and a break back that, well, you have to bear in mind the round they won was 1 player surviving, so their economy has been obliterated. So it's time for coaches, Go Kid, to try and come out with something.
Go went to smoke something, that's why he got pushed off. Oh, okay.
There is something either within communication or something severe enough that you need to stop it early, otherwise this could get out of control.
Oh yeah, with 3-1 on the board. You think back on the last map again, it didn't feel like mates really had their hands firmly on the reins at any point.
Low buy. They get a kill, they can use the ult, that's about it. Chance for Liquid to get all of their ults. And it might work out insanely perfect for Liquid, where they can get the ults, and by the ults I mean like the big ones that win you the rounds, just in time for the big buy rounds.
They can find recovery, even in this round there's chances. Nats is there to pick up the opening. The rest of the squad a little late in following it up. Now they flood through that tiny little choke point, looking for the fight. They might get it. This is a good opportunity with the Stinger up close.
Good shot from
the Sheriff follow-up from Kamek. That's about as good of a start as you could wish for.
They committed pretty heavy here into a place where they can pick up guns.
C site is clear. They can retrieve a gun or two, get into post-plant positions. There's a lot of ultimates that are close, though. That's the main worry. Armageddon, 1 away. Bladestorm, 1 away. Any kills going in the other direction could be a problem. Kamek could get 1, though. Getting ever closer to his own. It gets an isolated fight. Serial a little bit ahead of the curve. And Aftershock versus Aftershock, but it's going to come down to just Patatek. Clears out that first kill, but there are 2 more to find, and that time is ticking. You can see Kata has not got the best weaponry, but he's just looking to be awkward, create issues for his opponent.
And that's a big issue.
Strong one way.
Smoke down, he knows the defuse can't be had before a pick is found.
I mean, nicely done from Gentlemates. Liquid really tried to force the issue too much. They definitely needed to just like back away and just play the number advantage and not give them guns.
It is a pay safe card thrifty though for Gentlemates, despite the wealth of ultimates in play for Team Liquid for the next round. This is what mates need. Chip away at that lead and making a round like this work is splendid.
Dude, that drive-by is outrageous.
It's got to recover their mental somewhat.
One enemy remaining.
Be a little bit overconfident at times, but the thing is, it's done serious damage to
we said they were going to get all the ults for the big rounds, but they now don't have money to buy.
They're left with nothing in terms of weaponry, a single gun for Padatek, but they do have all 5 ultimates, which means you're going to get a Blade Storm, and if it gets close at any point, you might see one of those other ults thrown in.
Big push from Liquid. They got to take risks in a round like this where you don't have a lot to work with. That was Kiko to land the headshot.
I was going to say,
you
got a breach here, you can't get out too much. And Liquid are definitely going to re-push mode to try to get these guns.
Removing the smokes for this side, and mates really going to struggle to find map control now. Look at the push down from Team Liquid too. They're going to recover a rifle onto Nats, another for Camo, even if those blades run dry and don't find their mark. And there's the info. With all these ultimates online, they're being used well. And this Rolling Thunder, though it gives them the bit of mental security to cross Garage and move to the site, it doesn't land on anyone.
There's Zero on top of this. No plant, you gotta know they're pushing you.
In big danger, not expecting that deep push, and that could be the undoing of this round with Camo having it all on his shoulders and Kamek delivering shots to the head.
Got shouted out the round before and he's kind of just won him 2 rounds in a row.
I think realizing that, okay, if we basically go for a default plant,
a little bit rough for Liquid because the ults were used.
From the side of Liquid, so let's push aggressively.
I don't know. With the info they had here, as soon as there's no plant, Zero's got to get his gun out.
Good mid-round call coming out of Mini, and as said, like, this is a new role for him. I think the on-the-fly stuff can maybe come a little bit more naturally. Right, and okay, this is what I want to do in this moment, and clearly had a good read in that scenario. Back to 3-3. And something I wanted to mention as well, that the 2 maps we did see was very strong early starts from the side of mates, so it's good that they're back already.
A lovely bait though.
Kiko looking to be a thorn in the side, but they have rooted him out of position.
Crouch owned them.
Stays with mates, the site to be taken. Rolling Thunder put in early.
3v4.
Getting Serial into position.
They could put a lot of ults into the last 2 rounds.
Together, the drone up top. Catching info, and they're following up,
Dude, Kamek again.
But it's Kamek holding the angle that finds the reward. Nats, 3 players to pick up. The drones even spotted him, so right away, there's no surprise anymore. Mates know exactly where he is, and I don't think
Dude, if he got headshots there, we would have gone wild.
Spam battle after
Imagine
being spotted up, so an ambitious play by Nats, and he did some damage.
I think that's exactly why he did it. Oh, close angle.
Oh, okay, that's a...
This is not the sort of guy you want to give opportunities to. Nats now turning it into a 1v2. The crossfire is still nasty. Realistically, when contact is made, there should be a swing.
Good timing of the smoke.
That doesn't give the chance for anything
It's really rough for Liquid. 4 ults into 2 rounds, lost them both. It's going to be a long time until they get some of these ults back.
Top of the board. It literally is him and Padatek at the top of the moment.
They're doing it all. And yeah, when you look at how we've gotten here for Team Liquid, 3 out of 4 of the first rounds, mates, like you said, we need that early success, and they are most certainly finding
Bro's got so many cups, man.
Well,
can't find the one we're drinking.
And a battleground that seems to favor them from what we've seen so far. For Team Liquid, a pause. Taking the time out here, and they're coming into a round where they don't have a lot of credits. They came in with 5 ultimates not long ago.
He would have got 3 there. Why is that can't out
there? Those ultimates, the Blade Storm used before, the Rolling Thunder, and the Armageddon, nothing. Finding the reward that they needed.
I think it's worth noting as well that, again, when you look
with
back
the spray
to
from heaven, probably
when they were playing at kickoff, it was 9, 8, and 9 rounds on this defensive side. So they have been stellar on this side of the map. A lot of it came down to solid set plays based around the Tejo. And, if I'm being brutally honest, it came down to Kamek having a fantastic game. Like, each time, as I said, I think it was the last 4 times, including their loss to G2, he either finished top in 3 of the matches in terms of rating, or he finished second. So removing that as a piece of the puzzle for this map, it's going to be difficult to plug and play, and I'll be honest, Serial looks a little bit more jittery. Like, I think some of the fights he's been taking, it looks like he's been set up to succeed. Rolling Thunder in the last round.
Hi, I'm Loki with the gifted. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate you doing that.
Granted, but when he swung into that angle, there were 2 players holding him.
Sure.
This is the thing. And
okay, another chance for an Outlaw to farm a little bit.
Was the only one really affected by the Rolling Thunder because it was quite early. Players were still out on
Marshall and
so yes,
Guardian.
Win the fight, but also we look to the utility as potentially could have been used a little bit better. Or maybe we look to Mates and say they avoided it very well, regardless of why that happened. There's no denying that it did. And for Team Liquid, 3 rounds on the board. It was a good start with 3-1, but now Mates have full control. They have their hands back, and they're firmly on the reins. Now, for the defensive side, not a big investment, not a round we expect a lot. And the push coming in towards this A side.
Can get a smoke in front of him, he can do damage. No smoke, he's done for.
The only danger is spotted now.
Oh, it's
he's
nice
able to get out
though.
of there at least, and I mean, if he finds a kill,
so close. It was almost there in time.
Well done by Zipan to deal with that, and it looks like just
Lokes War as well with the 2 months. Thank you, the Primate. Appreciate you doing that.
Very nice take. Methodical as well. The mistakes that we saw in the last map have seemingly dissipated. I said much more of a comfortable pick, and maybe a few kills coming up for Serial. It's unlikely to change the round, but
what?
Maybe
what? Really? Use the ult there? Are you sure about that?
Was that a misclick or just ego? I don't know. That seems mental. Maybe just doesn't like the ult, but he'd be the first.
Yeah, I'm really not sure of the logic behind using the ult there. I'm gonna go with it was a misclick, but I'm sure it's possible it was just a confidence play as well.
Yeah,
it's a misclick, surely.
In the middle of the open. Yep.
Yeah, okay. For sure. For sure.
If he looked happy about using it, we would have to bring that up in the interview later on. 5-3. Gentlemates continue to put rounds up here on the attack side. And it's Team Liquid looking to hold on to the C side as a lot of presence is sent this way early on for Mates. Ulti being used by Kata, committed as he's now got deep backside control and a Hunter's Fury out of Zipan. This is a lot invested for Mates.
It's a nice change up from Gentlemates though, to be honest. Big Byron, they just insta-sight hit.
You need to remove him from the setup. And to be honest, that is the main thing. You've got him out. He's not lurking, he's not hiding somewhere in there.
The hard retake, man. Especially with Kamek with this ult.
Panatek, no util. No paranoia. It's only going to be what comes back online. Timing is going to be everything. They're going through at the same time, and even trade to start
always
things
incredible.
Out, it seems like it's eventually going to swing into the attacker's favor. 2 remaining for that defense as they get picked apart one by one.
It's a good change up for Liquid back to an eco.
Mates are starting to run away with it now.
Yeah, they are starting to run away with it.
To Kamek, you can be a little bit worried seeing the ult just
being
held
if they had one pistol as well, it would be really dominant.
Ready for that fight. He's close so that the ult doesn't hit his teammates, but still gets them. And the gamble a lot of the time is they're going to use utility. Who retakes through a smoke without using util? That's your sign. They're on their way.
Timeout? I mean, they've already had a timeout.
Well, but again, we go back to the start of the round. This is somewhere that there were a lot of ultimates for Mates. Oh, wow. Especially after Click using his ulti by accident at the end of the previous round. They came in and invested 3 ultis. That's a big ulti con dump, but it works out. It's an important round, a swing round perhaps, as Team Liquid invested their money, and now they don't have any.
Now we've got Camo with a hero rifle. Something to note as well, mentioned the pause from Goked. Correct me if I'm wrong, 3-1 down?
I think so.
Haven't lost a round since. So whatever he spotted, whatever the words of wisdom were from the coach, they have definitely made a difference. Well,
yeah, with the info over towards C long, they gamble a little bit.
Expectations incredibly low for Camo. He's either got to get enough kills that he's close
to
his
is going to
ult,
get weird.
Or he's got to basically
can
win
get.
it.
Oh my goodness.
This is going well for Nats though. This is why
I was going to say if Kiko can get one, then it's really on, but Nats has done everything as well.
And they have not got rid of Nats. That is, said in
yeah,
the
they just
round,
have no space. They kind of need to tile back into Garage.
Yeah, and it ain't going well.
No,
he's picked up a third, the first 2 with a
huge
Sheriff, and now the recovered rifle.
Absolutely
working
huge.
wonders.
Goked's going, I said kill Nats.
Well, that strategy might have to be repeated in the next time out. Finally,
hey, very nice. They pick up a good amount of guns from this as well. Some money's good. They needed something like this.
Would have broken that win streak on the other side. It was a 5-round-in-a-row performance from the side of Mates. They've tasted defeat at long last, and well, after using up their ultis, it's not like they have an easy fallback for those
really nice shot.
The fact that Nats is able to get
the shots
so
are nice
much done here is outrageous. Yeah. I didn't realize he recovered the rifle so quickly as well, immediately after the kill.
That was the thing. I think Mini maybe overplayed it a little bit. Like, knew where he would be hiding off the back of that cam, went to pre-fire it, and just Nats was quicker. That's the thing, that single gun completely changed the round. An aggressive start, solid
Great
stun.
Don't know if you need to keep going, but they do.
Gonna set up Camo wonderfully, in fact, the second assist, but goes out for more. And in fact, Zipan's found a quick double, and then Mini's
that
lurking
crumbled so fast. There's like the discipline's lacking pretty heavy on this map for Liquid.
Bring the spike to me.
Kiko tried to fake it.
Like, I'm pretty sure they're winning on fast kills.
The ultimate rotating, and he goes back in the other direction just in case. But as the spike is planted, he'll realize that, yeah, this is the other side of the map that's in play. And take a look. Economy, it's decent for the next round, but one player, now it's down to 400. And I think that's got Kiko thinking about carrying this weapon through for the drop.
Yeah, especially if he gets a few extra credits. That's maybe an outlaw. Like, he can just give that over to Nats. It's a perfectly viable weapon for Nats to play. So I think holding on to this gun is going to be ever important. Wow.
Attack-sided map. Yeah, comp dependent, but with these comps, yeah.
Throughout the match by his opponent, but he is now the top fragger in the server. Removing this gun would be nice, but I think it's such an unexpected angle to be held. And well, the rest of the players a little bit further away. Actually going back to sides, gotta be careful. Well, loses his life right at the end.
Yeah, so what does Nats buy here? I think maybe someone can drop him a Guardian.
Together, but it's definitely not going to be quite as nice as they would have liked.
Yeah, there's going to be
Liquid currently have 8 fast kills. Wait, 8 out of 11 rounds?
For that defensive side, Camo's able to land so much, and it seems like this one's locked down. Serial's still on long, but Zipan comes swinging back through, and you lose 3 players on the other side of the map.
That's really rough.
You see 3 players there fighting you. You think maybe you should rotate pretty quickly, but that ends up being Nats' demise. 7-4. Team Liquid behind by 3. A different face to mates.
It's the set ult rounds. It's the set ult round, but it looks like Gentlemates didn't do their homework.
From Team Liquid with
they might have done it against the Viper ult on Split, but not on this one.
Into a difficult scenario, a 1v5 to pick up. The spike's down.
Can we just dive to the setup he normally runs? Like,
yeah, that's true. He's the guy that uses the ult.
And they've just fallen hook,
that's
line,
even worse.
The exact same thing. It is very difficult to avoid, I'll say. If you're set up outside A, it's a disgusting combination. And while Mini leading by example seems like an impossibility, an in-zone
the setup's beautiful. Oh no, the round's really nice with the ult. It's really, really nice.
Yes.
But I think if you were on the team and you were the guy that was doing the tail ult, you're probably going to tell your team that that's the set ult.
We'll find out if map 3 is in our future after the break.
That's crazy. Again, though, really, really nice rounds, but it's so nice. Yeah, the round is sick. You can see why they use it so much. Okay, let's meet up. 5? I mean, Gentleman still did incredible considering they lost Pistol. But dude, so I think if what you guys are saying is true, that they had 9 fast kills, 9-3 fast kills, Liquid, but only got 5 and a pistol. That's really rough. They definitely don't have the discipline on this map that they do on other maps. 8-4 for fast kills. Okay, a little bit better. Not as bad, still though. Is Kada Cadavra? Yes, it is. Serial? I mean, I think we got to give him a little bit of a grace period, considering
it's time to find out if this is the last map of the night, or if
an
we're going
agent
the distance
that he played first time in an official on the first map. Now he's on an agent first time in an official on this map.
To have a shot at this series. Some good signs of life though in that first half. And for Team Liquid, look, we had a good start.
You gotta give him a little bit of time, I think.
To sweep their way right back into the game. Do you think things are going to change for Liquid though, now that they're on the attack?
That's the thing. A lot of the big victories we've had from them, it's been, as said, a solid showing.
Pistols at the moment.
Solid defensive halves, which
1-2.
We had
1-0
one
on
of
this
those,
map.
but unfortunately he's on the other team now. So I'm interested to see what Liquid have got on the attack because, as I said, in most cases they've been so far ahead that their pistol could have closed the game. So definitely be interesting. I always think though, you have the setup of Paditek and an aggressive jet of Camo. You got a good chance.
Well,
Over
it's
the
time
trip.
to get right into the game and right into the B site. Camo going deep on that dash.
How does he
Smoke
win that?
off to the left side as they look to work A with this split, and Camo will be a real annoyance to these players as he wraps all the way
Big
around.
timing from
tucked in the
Camo here
boxes,
as well.
hearing the
Wait, did they think he
rotations as well.
didn't
They can
commit
bring the
over
spike
towards B
back,
site?
but I think they're going to try to use Camo when he springs that trap. It could be being watched
Yeah,
by
they definitely
Kata.
could go back
The
to B here
timing
if they
will
wanted
be
to.
Everything is the fight on the site. They've lost Kata. Now their back is wide open. They need to fight forward. Kamek, good for one onto Paditek, and he'll keep them boxed in. The spike can't run back, can't cross and move to C without
Oh,
going
that's nice.
straight
Through the spike
through
over
Kamek.
TP across.
It has managed to slip out with the
that was
TP,
nice.
but that leaves a player isolated,
Sophia Valorant, thank you
surrounded,
so
and a
much.
shock dart to take him down from the grave.
Thank you so
Kamek,
much. Thank you. Appreciate that.
a 1v2.
Appreciate the prime.
It's not going to be easy, but it's possible.
Yeah, with how he's been playing, definitely seems like his most comfortable map. Now should have the realization that needs to go back towards C. The issue though is just the position of Camo. Like he has been an anomaly throughout the round. Where he could be at this stage is completely unknown, and Kiko actually watching the angle
Dude,
instead.
pistols are so weird
It
these
will
days.
be
Every time there's a duel, it's just a
another
crouch
pistol.
off. Looks
As
wild.
we saw in the last map, sometimes winning by
Double
pistols
pistol
isn't
for
enough.
Liquid on this one. 2-2 overall.
Well, that's the thing for Team Liquid, especially being down by 2. This almost just resets them coming into things. You have to hope for a better performance when the rifles come up. And I like the idea coming in from the attack. I love the fact that Serial also realizes, you know, I'll give you the spike, you get out of here. He stays with the sinking ship. He knows he's not going to have a good time, but still does well to take the kill.
Save yourself.
Yeah, go on without me. And he most certainly did. I mean, Kata didn't blink. He's, all right, cool, I'm out. Not taking that fight.
Remember me.
Okay, nice and simple on this
Luckily, they
one.
don't have to remember him for too long. He's right back on the server. And
Weird choice
lots of
for
rifles here.
Gentlemates. They
4, in fact, with
prioritize
the
this
Spectre.
smoke
Team
instead
Liquid
of
don't
this
really wanna
smoke,
be
even though they
losing
weren't in
anyone,
position
and what they're
to
up against does very much
blood
enable
sight.
that reality. Mates have only got classics, but they have got numbers.
like their whole setup that Gentlemates did was just
Now with the
really
spike
weak against the C.
post-plant utility
I know it's eco, but
position.
they gave themselves no chance.
It's going to be an easy one. They know there's no flank. Trips are still in play. Part of me does wonder if Mates just gets to the stage where it's go, okay, we don't want to just feed them orbs. We don't want to give them ultimates going into their bonus. Let's just try and hold on to whatever we can. Oh, well, Kata's at least found a kill. That's an extra gun dropped to the deck. It's not one of the rifles. The next kill would be a rifle if they could find one, but that's a lot easier said than done. And well,
Yeah, he's kind of got to go down.
Yeah, he does actually have to run back in, otherwise he's not dying to that spike.
Yeah, obviously Serial there just sidestepping the stun caused a bit of issues, but real potential for lasting damage in that round. 2-0 start in the half. Team Liquid find themselves neck and neck. The investment from them, decent.
Yeah,
You look
Yeah,
at
the
that and you think
the bonus
Bulldogs
is good.
especially going together, it's not going to be as much
Gets
of a
thrown a
disadvantage
sheriff.
as you might think. For Gentlemates, that means they've got to be cautious in this round. Click on the Neon. 7-13, it's not the strongest of starts, but I think he might be looking to add up and tally up a few more eliminations to the
Oh.
board. He's close in Garage, and he's heard a TP. He's heard lots of noise moving towards this B site.
What the
It's all
hell is
about his
this one?
timing. Oh, but he's paranoid.
Old
It's
school
still
vision
good for one,
strikers.
But the trade so quick, and as they pull
Like
back into the angle,
like a
the
different
close-range
version of
weapons,
it.
well, they
It's a
love
C
that
split
fight.
through
They
B, and
don't
that is
like
some
that
lovely
one, though.
shots.
Mini shutting them down.
Again, solid position.
I like
of
the
Mark.
idea
Like, if
though.
he's
They
on an angle, that
salvoed, so you
placement
go
is
out into the
pristine.
open, you eat the omen flash as
Another
the
round
jet
to add
dashes
to
where the
tally
salvo
of-
just
yep, that
cleared.
one comes down to Mini.
It's a cool
Lead
idea.
taken. I do agree though, that the issue with Click having a tougher game, obviously when you're diving into the sights on the attack, you can kind of forgive it, but he needs to pick up here because a passive Neon, I don't know if there's many of those. The one that springs to mind
drawing
I
was
think,
looking weird.
Defo back on Split, so it was a while ago.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, we're
Then it was
for
a
sure.
like bouncing stump
Didn't
to
think
slow
about that
people
when
down.
I was drawing it.
Yeah, the initiator Neon. support Neon. I'm not sure it's going to catch on.
No, it shouldn't.
And I don't think Click's going to be looking to make
draw it again just to make sure.
Yeah, a little bit info, but still fires the shock dart through, knowing someone broke his little arrow. But Nats has gone down, and yeah, it was the peek into the window. Now, he's gone down, no control over your back. It's time to go forward.
Already pressure in. I like that. Isolates the kill on the non-blinded player, but that does give Zipan time.
Yeah, and 2 more flood in. Dude, Zipan did unbelievable. Kamek is fragging heavy. Heavy. Forces Liquid down to an eco. And
Team Liquid's entry into the site.
Kinda looking like Gentlemates are in control.
After
got no pistols. They're up already.
You gotta go forward, because if you don't, they can be coming behind you at any given moment. You're losing players.
Look good in the map. Yeah, they do.
Your flank.
You're so good coming. Let's go. Click, hit him and look at nice.
As they go diving in, well, Gentlemates are all too ready to receive that party. 9-7.
Yeah, when you got 9 and you lost double pistol, you're doing incredible.
They lose the pistol, they lose the follow-up, but since then, nothing but success. Now Liquid have got a lighter buy, Sheriffs, Stingers, and no ultimates to fall back on. Patatek could maybe have his, but realistically, this is just going to be a brute force round. Looking to use the numbers, and a few, well, to be honest, I thought more shots hit than did. I think none hit. No. He's being robbed.
I mean, they have found the gap, though. They got an empty site here. What do you got to retake? Zipan's ult? Do they... I mean, he's miles away. I was going to say, do they try fast flood with it? Wait, they 2 pass him fast flood. 3 pass him.
Has arrived alongside him. You can see, though, the only goal from Liquid is to play up close. And I think they've misread how far forward.
Yeah, I think they misread how many numbers were here as well, maybe.
They wanted the close angle onto the spawn. Patatek's done well. Kill, you don't really expect him to win. The rest of them are not going their way. Left all onto Nats.
Yeah,
quick.
Gentlemates look pretty in control. We'll see what the big buy round's like. Gentlemates probably have to do something aggro like because they're up against a breach. So you would imagine Gentlemates do something aggro here, whether it's A push, whether it's push through mid, push through C, or like reactive push after losing A. They got to do something here.
Everything's working. The A hit. There were some numbers there and quick rotations coming in from the B site that helped out. I know it was Kamek who ended up picking up a double here on C, again showing that they're more than ready to receive a bit of a direct hit in that direction. And that's going to leave Liquid scratching their heads.
This map, it's
Where
close.
Can they take it?
It's
call
close
a timeout to discuss that is, like I said, with the economy being invested into the next one, and Gentlemates pushing 11 if they win, facing into a lighter buy, it's do or die, more or less.
I think also, similarly to the first half, it was a pause that flipped the script for Goked and the squad, but do we have the same from Lohan on the other side? Can he bring something to the table? They come in with a Rolling Thunder, always going to be helpful, but a Hunter's Fury, and actually almost every single ult coming online, as long as Click's not going to accidentally use his before, it really has the value. But to be honest, at this stage, round or two could just reset Liquid into that third map, just not having the economy to really fight back.
Play Valorant? I didn't really play Valorant in off-season.
Definitely being a little bit quiet,
like
as said.
2 months in the year, really. Just too many games.
Given him to your opponent.
Too many games on for me to play, really.
It's not always going to happen that your youngster making his debut is going to do as well as someone like Sibo, who just happened to have like one of the best performances we've ever seen. That's not the expectation. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted.
Playing is generous.
Especially when
I mean, we get to like okay Immortal, but yeah, we could never play enough to get anywhere good.
We're not going to see it from Click.
I'm pretty much Immortal 3. I don't think I could get Radiant these days. We did it at the beginning when everyone was pretty bad at the game.
Thing is, you know, usually when you
push actually put in time,
you're already
I don't know, I think I'm too old. Who knows?
They won't know about that trap late into the round. The drone sends him flying backwards, and that's just causing a bit of an eyesore, popping up that cage so they don't know what's going on. They can't see the play.
Did a few 14 hours every day.
But also spotted out.
I'm not sure I've got that in me anymore.
They were just trying to fill in the space, hoping that there would be an overreaction to C, but that hasn't occurred.
Again,
like your confidence, though. At least you've got confidence in me.
You have that Hunter's Fury available.
Okay, a little bit of mid pressure. They insert one over towards middle, and then now they can pressure over towards A. And like we were saying, with the breach, you kind of need to reactively do something. You can't just sit on site and tank the breach. Also like this from Liquid, when they do a bit of pressure over towards A, they can get the rotate, they can take a time, and they can also cancel and go back.
Seen this position, but on the other side, back in the cam, knows there's still a guy there. Stun comes through, just looks to try and clear him out.
Poor Nats here, he got absolutely owned. Keep an eye on the Omen push.
20 seconds of the move is made,
bro, they didn't win with a breach. Okay, this is done.
The time is going to be rough just to try and get back in. A solid stun might even close this one out.
And they're ready.
Yeah, Breacho's like the best ult for this map. So if you can't win when they kind of just hold him pretty passive, then I think it's done. I like the setup though with the camera deep. There also spots over towards long. You can Omen flash off of this info. You can stun off of this info. Like it's a great setup from Gentleman. You can just double combo off of it.
I don't know. 11-7. You don't want them to push up to 12. You don't want them to have 5 chances to close it out.
Oscar with the prime. Thank you for the 6 months. Thank you.
You're not likely to win with the deeper investment in this one anyways.
This cam, yeah, it's awesome.
Like Liquid have the expectation of aggression. They were correct. They forced that aggression back, but the fact is it still felt like that they were the ones running out of time. They were the ones pushing the clock, and Gentlemates look calm and even confident at this stage. They are swinging for battles and brawls versus pistols. They seem to not give a damn about who's standing on the other side. A kill for Nats will garner his ult, will give
don't get a tag
information. But what does that
yeah,
information
it might
tell you?
perfectly
Okay, they
line
are
up.
spread across the map.
Great, go action on that. For Mates, that has been really nice to see on this defensive side. I mean, crazy over rotations. Both players were low, and Kiko manages to find both kills as a result. Rifle recovered. And Mates, they might not over-rotate, but both players dying on B leaves a real problem in the late round. Zipban, well, he was surrounded, but it was a 1v1 with Nats that he lost. The timing perfect for the leader of Liquid. With a plant in, Mini is left to make the big play again, and looking at what he's against, your Omen, your Jet, sure, not too big of a problem.
Maybe the hope's back
with
again.
A trap covering spawn walkout and a cam covering short.
Kiko's just doing everything. Plays it great.
Kiko. They've got all the information, all the boxes ticked, and for Mini, especially after being spotted, I think he's making the right call.
Yeah, it feels like at times that Gentlemates have clearly had enough time to sort of drill certain ideas. Like when they have a set play, I think it's been brilliant. Like speak about the last round, the cam, into the stun, into the opener, into the Hunter's Fury.
They get burned out by Valorant? Nah, I find the only times I've ever been burned out is like when I was coaching. Like I felt like I was burned out, and I feel that's just more down to I felt like I was putting in more effort than everyone else, I guess. I think it's very hard to get burned out when you do something solo on your own, personally. I find like it's a lot easier to get burned out when you're part of a team and you feel like you're doing more than other people. It's the only time I felt burned out, really.
I can't stay here, I've got to do something, and round falls apart.
Yeah, it did feel a bit unnecessary. I think especially with Click pushing down on short, right? Like going down into sewers at that point. It's space that you don't
what
need
do you mean,
to
Yumpy?
hold, but they wanted it. Yeah. And they have very much paid the price. 3 rounds in it.
Sarcasm in that.
Still feels doable, I'm sure. We've got a Blade Storm and an Armageddon coming into this round. High value ultimates. Meanwhile, Kamek with Rolling Thunder could look to recover late round. Click on the push-up. I didn't like the short push last round, but this space will be vital in the late round, allowing them to have these rotations. Breach leaving A, moving closer to that B side. He'll be ready with a stun in hand.
Omen Flash is looking nice. Camera setup. Omen Flash.
With a huge opportunity here, and the swing is good.
Why didn't they Omen Flash?
They go the other way.
That's the setup.
Kiko, Paddy, and Camo. 3 players stepping up in unison, and that couldn't be worse for Click. The trap gets put up right in front of his eyes. At least it won't surprise him, I suppose, but if he was just 2 steps further ahead.
One of the worst things.
Oh man, what's that?
Nats has the spike. So
yeah,
if he was literally ahead of that, the spike's on the ground, and there's 3 players having to run back towards you.
Lovely little dash out.
Dash is just
Did you see Zipan's player cam? He's so gutted. What's the money like? Money's still really good though.
Well, for Click, it comes down to the same scenario as the prior round. They do have credits. Like they could risk it. He could try and do some damage. Even has his ultimate online. Please don't use it here. But realistically, just wanting to make sure that they're not going to get into those later rounds and start to have issues. But that again, it feels at times a little bit unlucky.
Yeah, the ball is very much rolling now for Team Liquid. It's picking up pace, picking up mass, and for mates,
when
I'll really want to pump the brakes
when
soon.
we see you playing
with a
again
couple
to
ultis,
Weber,
man, not far
the
away from
answer's
Hunter's
never,
Fury, but
hopefully. Dude, I enjoyed that.
finding all this
I enjoyed that
success.
period though. That was
Again,
fun.
early control
No
for Mates was good. They
expectations,
got up
first
A long,
game,
they had
top
themselves
frag.
A lot of information. The rotations were in the right spot. The stun was in, I think, a little deep, but other than that, not much negative to report home about. Not sure if
the
that
Gentle
was
makes
worth
timeout
stepping
after
out
this.
for.
I cannot believe
It's late in the game,
like
but
this whole
they've
setup.
got plenty of
He's
money
stunned
to get
close,
back up
Omen
into. It's
flash
just,
deep.
you know, those things have an effect as time goes on.
The reason they want to keep those credits so good is because they're going to invest into an operator.
Kimmy Rage with the tier 1.
I definitely think that this can
Thank
be
you for the 2 months.
a
Thank
game
you, thank
changer.
you.
Just think about how slow at times this Liquid roster have been playing. Like almost trying
Dude,
to,
you can't type
like,
that
a
when he's
cat
in
and
the
mouse
chat.
bait them into different
That's
positions
criminal.
while having an operator just lock down half of the map could be very helpful.
Okay.
Indeed.
And also seeing that
Chat,
the
lock in
back isn't being
because
left open a lot for
it's
Team
getting-
Liquid, so Click's not finding value
getting
in the late
doable.
round pushes. But if he can hold that information passive on A, they can rotate in. And
Yeah,
again,
we've got a
much
bait
heavier
set up over
stack than
towards here, and we
elsewhere. Armageddon
definitely
put
need
into
to
play
see
for Team
Kadavra.
Liquid. It's towards the C site. Pressure put onto a player like Mini, but he
Yeah,
delivers.
didn't even check
every
it.
time
Omenalt
under
goes
this
in though,
pressure.
and he might have
Kata,
2 kills once
and
this
he
goes down.
snuck
There's
in
one. He
along
knows
with
this.
a good
Whoa.
spot, but Kiko
What a
pulls it
shot.
right back. Nats
Oh my god, they're all doing it.
catches 2, and now it's Kata with it all to do. He's left the spike behind him. That's not ideal, but he has the ult if he wants it. I think just could have grabbed it. Yeah, stuck down. He's on the defensive side, so you're not going to need the spike. All right, then what I'm talking about.
He's trying to protect his
I want
spike.
Mates to be back on the attack, Tom. It was a much better
Oh,
side
nicely
for them,
done.
but
Hold up, this
jeez,
is getting
it's not going
close.
well now.
Observing was
That
lovely
early
in this
pick,
round
that
from Zilf.
aggression from Kata,
Lovely,
the fact
lovely.
that Mini is there to pick up side pick, avoid the ultimate from Serial. They get spike, they get control, but Kiko being able to
That's the thing.
sneak into this position is outrageous.
You're a bit like Gentlemates. They got lost in the source.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
didn't know where
Exactly,
these
man.
players were coming
Thank you.
from, and the fact that Kiko manages to even
Dude, that
get
second
into that
shot was
position
really nice.
feels like an absurdity. I think it was bait. It must have been around
So
the
I think
timing
Gentlemates
of
can
that
get one
Armageddon.
more
You're so
buy round,
focused
and
on
then if
getting
they
out of the way
lose
that
this, they
he's
got to
taking that
eco.
spot at the back of the
Wait,
site,
is
and,
this right? That can't be
that
right.
caused them so many issues.
Okay,
and
yeah,
then,
they
of
both done
course,
already.
He is the show.
I mean, honestly,
and
they can
that's-
still buy after
well,
this.
That's the nail in the coffin. That's the guy behind to stab you in the back every
They got
single
Sova
time. I said,
ult,
he had a
they
quite
got
first
Neon
half.
ult.
I think they did well to
Like,
sort
these
of
two
get him out of position a lot of the time.
actually
Still
comboed
had
pretty
round
well.
two, of course.
Like if you're dodging, you're trying to
That's
dodge
gotta be
this,
a
and at the
tough
same
one to
time a
lose,
Neon
a
slides out,
frustrating one.
you're
Again,
done for.
Early advantages, early setup looked
So they
great.
could have a setup with this, and they've been doing a lot of
That's
camera
the problem.
contact
There's always
setups,
a
so they
but.
could
There's
try and
always
do that
been
again
this
if they run
turnaround.
into
3 in
you.
a row now for Team Liquid, and we are seeing diminishing returns for Gentlemates. A chance to go to map 3, but well, they're going to need this pause to be effective. Last one was.
The big investment as well from the operator, it being on the other side of the map here, certainly doesn't play into their hands. Now they don't have that choice. I think Click could have gone for glass cannon.
Also, it's going to be on the other side. Oh, no, it's not.
It's gone.
That disappeared as I said it. That was a magic trick. Can I do that with anything else? Make fingers
Maybe
disappear.
click one of the ult through.
What's he gone for that?
They're in the blade storm. Give
Okay,
him a chance.
we're gonna
Oh, wait,
see
maybe
a
at the beginning
straight
of
up C hit. Camera goes
Yeah,
out,
no, I
jump
mean,
spot.
Mates had
This
that
trip might own them, no?
Set up on C. They had the aggression, they had the spike, it didn't work out. Now for Liquid, they're going right back to the C side, feeling perhaps like there's some blood in the
Oh,
water,
my.
but Mini is holding strong. This guy's been delivering every time they need him, and he
Kiko
does
kind of
with a
owned
double.
his.
In
Kiko
comes Click,
kind
ult
of owned
activated.
Serial by team
Information
flashing
there
him.
for him as well. He's trying to force the fight with very
What a
low
shot that
HP
is.
on Kiko. It
Oh my
looked
god,
like
what a
good
shot that
decision
is.
Until Patatek piped
Oh,
up
hold
for
up.
2. Team Liquid 11-11. The comeback, it seemed possible, but far out of reach for a while. But with 4 in a row, the shoe's on the other foot, and Mates, they're stalling.
Well, that's the thing. The saying is a hero rides in on a horse, a knight in shining armor. Well,
Dude, that team flash. Thank God that Kiko won this one here, because he must have felt so sorry for the team flash there.
Two massive kills. Now the pressure really does have to be on the shoulders of Gentlemates. They look like they were home and dry. They've had multiple rounds where they should have been. Now they're starting to falter, starting to dwindle. The credits fading away behind them as well. You wouldn't want to go into the
Deep
next round
smoke
with
for
nothing to
Gentleman. They
play
kind of
with and
smoke
everything on the
smoke
line.
battle at mid here.
I Question is the confidence even still there? You're 11-11, you're not out of it
so,
yet. But
man, Gentlemates are far away from their ults. Patty 2 away from his.
Haven't tested the B side blindly all too often, and there has been space there. Click. Oh, he's pushed out by the salvos. And that's ready and waiting.
Push him out into the open. Oh, the tracking. That was kind of nice, though. Big walk over towards B.
Advantage back for them. Kamek there for a double, and it's Kiko. 1v3. He's picked up the first of the 1v4 and has some space towards the A side. Perhaps a plan from this situation, and I mean, even then, though, kind of wants a pick to make this look doable.
Planting on B, it doesn't leave you with a lot, even just in terms of where to go. Doesn't know what parts of the map are clear. Obviously still having the expectation, like Zipan has been late on A almost every single round, and now the place he smoked is the place that they're looking to push through. Other side has been smoked off, maybe considering where they are. He's heard the steps. That will at least give the game away for one of the players. Spam doesn't connect and has to be careful. There's a man
unlucky,
still in the middle.
Try TP into the corner.
It took a little bit of time, but mates have got there in the end. They are
one chance for Gentlemates. Patty one away from an orb, so everyone's probably going to be talking about C orb.
Decision from Mini and Canada. Go right back in. Paranoia burned up, and for great reward with Serial trying to send in utility to help his teammates. And obviously the slow creep up through B just meets a player holding back sight, and oh, you're looking the wrong way in traffic.
That's on attack.
This is the
Gets
round
the
needed.
Cypher
Guaranteed in overtime at least.
Yeah, I thought all focus would be over towards here, but
in a row just before that. Perhaps
looks like Gentlemates want to do something aggro over towards middle.
It's for mates to
maybe thinking that they're going to go aggro here
and
and they can take space. I'm not sure.
Start straight down middle. Certainly starting with the right posture, and yeah, indeed, they're going to creep their way through.
Game to play. That's twice that Nats has had a pop. Oh, there's big steps being heard, but Serial's waiting for it.
Zero is on top of it. Lovely Omen flash dash over towards the A side. They only had one person on.
They've known this as well. Zipan has been holding on to that A side.
With the plant, Patty's going to get ult as well. I mean, it should be impossible to retake.
Other than, well, from the shadows, and even that's going to get dissipated. Mini with one. He's been a hero, but he could do no more. And it is Kamek versus his former squad to try and fight versus the lot of them. Otherwise, overtime is coming. And I'll be honest, I think it is.
Oh, Kiko even gets hit by the Rolling Thunder just to buy them that extra time, Kamek. He's got a shorty.
He's going for a knife. He's going for a knife.
Oh,
I guarantee it. I guarantee
it did look like Patty wanted to knife him.
This is literally Patty just trolling.
He's flaming him, bro. He's flaming him for playing for stats instead of going for it.
There is some real fight to this matchup. Panitek wants this. I wouldn't be surprised if Kamek wants it just as much.
And I'm sure for Gentlemates, this feels like they were very close to bringing us to Icebox, but now it's been snatched out of their hands.
Oh, he slightly dashed into the wall, so he got an extra distance on the dash. It's nice tech. Kind of looked like he wanted to go in the box, but it worked. It worked out better.
I lost alive again.
Yeah, just caught the end of it.
Oh, I genuinely, I would love to just sit, watch this game, and listen to Panitek comms.
Yeah, it sounds like he's flaming so much.
Should we just mute up? We'll just play that. Stream will get taken down.
Yeah, it's not lasting long, Tom. Sponsors are on the phone right away.
Somewhere the producer going, no, we can't do that.
All right, we're into our OT. Team Liquid seem to have built up a lot of momentum for Gentlemates. Back to the attack. This time Kata is on
they lose A control. So there was a stun, smoke, and recon. In reaction, insta drone down towards long.
Hold on, we've got our stats guy, the Hog, looking into it. We'll find out soon. For Gentlemates, movement towards the A site, but two players left back on B. They're going to sneak through and try to steal that space out from under Team Liquid while applying all this pressure.
Big distraction over towards A. Should pull the player over here, and then we just walk through B. It's pretty nice from Gentlemates.
Nats,
nice
he loses the fight as well. Finally, click in with the opening pick, and that should get them a plant.
I'd be very worried if it doesn't. Serial now has to deal with the same thing.
What a shot.
Potentially nice shot.
Not a chance he expects the second one, but Kata might peek early.
Swings first and actually gets the info, but Kata is there
Kiko.
The TP again?
that was really bold, but in the 3v4, you gotta go for something like that. I respect it. I respect the attempt. I really like this strat from Gentlemates though.
It's nicely done. Like I said, what a read from Mates after it being a little break for them over on the attack side. They figure B is going to be left open, especially if they make that early presence on A with what has been an attacking side from them previously that was much more direct. And so it is left wide open. And Team Liquid send Nats back to check it. He's not expecting Click to be that close. And that's the first time in a long while we've seen Click get a kill. He's been quiet. I remember him being 10 and 16. Now he's 11 and 21. So it's been a slow start, but finding that value, getting the space, finding the pick, this is what we needed to see.
I was going to say, do we call it a slow start in round number 26? I guess it depends how long it goes. And that's the thing.
There's another map.
That realistically, though, this is all that matters at this point. If they can get this round over the line, go into that final map, and as said, like, obviously it's Icebox just been added back into the pool. Don't know much of what to expect. The only thing I'll say I definitely expect is Nats is quite good at Icebox.
Yeah, true.
I've seen many a clip. Yeah, many a clip.
Yeah, one or two.
13-0 to team or two.
I still can't believe he guessed the clip from the commentary in the video Liquid put out. That made me so happy to see that that moment was as special to him as it was to all of us at home.
Kind of making me want to see Icebox now, but
yeah,
I'm sure for Liquid themselves, they're probably sat there going, oh, I'd rather not, actually. Of course, for any Liquid fans out there, how are the heart palpitations? Another year
has reported a hardware
Another
issue.
year.
They're at the office.
More stress. It's always relaxed. It must be so relaxing being a Liquid fan, but just remember, could be worse.
Yes, what does this even mean?
Oh.
Why are you doing
this? That's a stressful life.
That's
a stressful life. Is it? It's been stressful for the last few years. Oh, God.
I've got a update down the bottom. A player has reported a hardware issue. We should be resuming fairly shortly. Gives them a moment to stew in it again. You know, this isn't a situation where they can talk over the tactics. You got to stay silent during the technical pauses, but just to reflect on how some of these rounds have been going individually, and I think for this defensive side, coming, you know,
watching Americas, yeah, we'll go straight over.
They've had a lot of experience, fresh experience, on how this has been running, on how Liquid like to approach this attack, and I'm curious to see if we are going to get Click used for that early aggression, because I think that's been something that we haven't seen that much of.
You like the new tech ball stuff? I mean, yeah, it's nice to be updated.
Have been here or there. Unlikely we'll see the operator in play with the neon, but
better than
who knows?
What's
the Reds disappeared. That's what we'd like to see. It's time to get back into the game. The timer is ticking, and Gentlemates, one round away from bringing us to a decider on Icebox. For Team Liquid,
they go for the camera.
Right back to success on the attack.
Go for the camera that won them the round early with the stun on short. Whoa. Okay. Oh, he got an Omen flash out of the Mali. And they didn't find any of the Cypher util, so they might think it's all over towards A.
Even swinging out for the fight will go down because of it. And as said, a lot
instant reaction to losing the A was a 3-person push through middle.
Mates are not just sitting pretty, they are walking up mid.
They've taken the space a few times. It's not always successful. Often Team Liquid were ready for it, waiting for it, but a player deep in window, not on their
now they
radar.
got to send it over towards A, and there's a kill trip here.
And steps heard towards the A site. Guess who's
all Mini
holding
has to do is get one,
here.
and then it's pretty much done.
He's been on C, but he swapped it up, and now they don't know what they're running
God,
into.
the timing of that stun was incredible, though.
Gentlemates fighting tooth and nail for this map, and they've got it.
Yeah, considering there was no pistol, Gentlemates did very well here. Icebox is going to be interesting because, in theory, Gentlemates has got more time on it. But yeah, Nats historically loves this map.
We go for another. It will end on Icebox.